Hey, what's up? This is Megan Ampanenko. I don't know what this was, but we're just gonna roll with it. Shh. Today we're gonna be talking about how to overcome things and setting goals, making mistakes, being a fool when you're starting new things, and overcoming obstacles. You ready? I bet you're ready. Let's get into it. Let's just jump into it. Now, the first thing about trying new things is usually trying new things is hard, and a lot of people get scared to try new things because they fear they're going to be bad at them or it's going to suck compared to everybody else's and everything's going to be awful and then they're just going to be sad. So they just don't want the disappointment of trying something and then failing, so they just don't try at all. I mean, that's some people's solutions. But the thing you gotta know about starting new things is you're gonna be bad at it at first, and you have to be a fool before you can be a master, if you know what I'm saying. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is if you're too afraid to make a fool of yourself and when you start something new, then you're never gonna start anything new, and therefore you can't make progress in that thing that you wanted to start because you were too afraid of being bad at it. But you gotta also remember, like, everybody's bad at first. Nobody is an expert right as they do something. I mean, there's the beginner's luck thing and everything, but usually everything's gonna be not so great at first, but then as you go, it gets better and you can do a lot better at things. I mean, I guess a prime example is, since you're on YouTube, you can really see it in YouTubers. Like, literally, if you go back to anybody's really old videos, they're like disgusting and everybody cringes at them because they're like, oh my god, this is so old and you were so bad at this and you didn't know how to edit and it's so awful. But if that YouTuber didn't keep going, then that's all that would be out there and everybody would just see the bad editing and the not knowing how to do anything because you're new. But you just have to continuously keep working, and through the years you just accumulate all this knowledge and information and you get better and you continue getting better, and then as soon as you fine-tune your skills, you can begin teaching other people if that's what you choose to do. Yeah, and then people get to appreciate your art either in like editing videos, or you can also see that in art. Like, you never become an amazing artist overnight. You have to practice at it and draw things constantly and just keep creating, because if you don't keep doing things, you won't get better. I got this video idea from this Jordan Peterson lecture, I guess, I was listening to. I'll put a card to it, but at one part he was talking about Geppetto, and maybe he wished on the wrong star, but at least it was a star and at least it was something driving him forward. You need something to drive you forward when you make goals, because if you don't have the drive to do it, you're not going to do it. Even if you have a little bit of motivation for a while, if you don't have your goals set out and finalized, you won't have the constant, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to maintain this to get the outcome that I want. He also talks about, like, if you're thinking, oh, what if I make this decision and what if it's a mistake? Like, he's like, so what? It is a mistake. Like, are you just not gonna do it because you don't want to make any mistakes in life? You can't grow without making mistakes, because when you make mistakes, you see those mistakes and then you're like, oh, I don't want to do that again. So you got to avoid it. So you have to figure out things, and then by avoiding all those mistakes, you learn how to avoid them more effectively, and then you can grow and learn new things, and then you don't run into those mistakes anymore. Yeah, you'll run into new mistakes, but you'll learn and overcome them, and then you'll just accumulate like you'll power up. You'll just like level up, like in a video game. Like when you learn new techniques, maybe at one point in the video game you couldn't do a certain thing, like you couldn't climb walls or something, but later in the game, like, a character shows you how to do that, and then you can do it from then on, and then it overcomes a bunch of obstacles that you couldn't do before. Actually, I can make an actual personal connection with this. I don't know if you guys play video games, but my cousin bought me a Pokemon game for my DS and I love it, and it was really good. I'm not finished with it, but in the game there's a bunch of areas that you can't reach without certain Pokemon that have certain abilities, and you have to get those Pokemon before you can overcome that part of the game. So you literally have to like backtrack sometimes to like the beginning of the game and go up a thing that you couldn't get up before because you didn't have a certain ability to do it. Wow, it's an analogy. I'm just working on my thoughts on camera. Wow, I literally didn't even think of this before. But yeah, it's like really amazing, because if you accumulate all these skills, you can use them in the future or go back and fix things that you needed to because you accumulated new knowledge. good. Ultimately, I feel like you're gonna be more unhappy about the opportunities you missed in life by not wanting to make a fool of yourself or make mistakes than you are of making mistakes and learning and growing from it. Life is literally like so insane because every single good or bad decision you've made in your life has led up to who you are today. And whether you're a good person or a bad person, I'm not to say, but like every decision that you've made in life or everything that's happened to you has led up to this. And sometimes bad things can lead to good things later on. He also talks about in this video about constantly moving forward, and honestly, like, I feel that's so hard because he talks about if you're not moving forward, you're moving back. There's no stagnant place because the world's gonna move forward and time's gonna move forward without you, whether you want it to or not. So you really do just have to keep learning and growing and moving forward, or else you're moving backwards. I can personally make a real connection with this with like YouTube analytics, because if you post a lot and you make good content, you get more watch time and more views, obviously. But if you literally stop posting at all, it's not just like a stagnant place where your channel just stays the same and you keep getting those consistent views and watch time. You start going backwards and it's like, oh, you have this much less watch time than you did last month, and then it just keeps going down if you consistently don't post. So yeah, it's a weird personal connection I can make with that, but that's with anything in life. Like, time's gonna move forward and everybody else is gonna move forward around you, and if you're just stagnant, you're not stagnant, you're going backwards, because there's no stagnant thing in life unless you can pause time, and if you can, please tell me, because I'd love to do that. Why did my voice just go sad? This is just a little editor's note. Me talking about this just reminded me of this quote from BoJack Horseman. Play the clip.
All right, believe it or not, time's arrow neither stands still nor reverses. It merely marches forward.
So in conclusion, if you want to be great and amazing at anything you start in life, constantly work on it, even if it's for like a few minutes every day, because all that time adds up, and at least you're moving forward every single day a little bit better. You're a little bit better than you were yesterday, and as long as you're doing that, you're pretty good on the right track, my dude. Keep it up. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Goodbye. Hopefully you guys are having a good Wednesday, because today is Wednesday. Uploading every Wednesday. If you want to come back to the channel or subscribe, you can do that. Ring the bell if you want to. I don't know if it actually works. It doesn't for me. I have a few people on bell, and I just literally go to everybody's channel now because YouTube is dumb. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. Cool. Bye. If you like this video, leave a comment that you liked it, because I'll do more of these. I don't know if you guys like them. It was just a random topic that I wanted to talk about because I don't know, I was really inspired by it. Also, if you want to check out that Jordan Peterson video that I was watching, go check it out. I think it's up there. If it's not up there, it's up there. Bye. But I know there's some I can't say statistic. Statistic? Is that even a word? It sounds like statistic. Tick, 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 Ricky Ticky Tabby. Tick, 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 tick. So it takes a little reinvention. It's easy to change if they give it your attention. Just believe you can be who you want to be. Sincerely me. Okay, is this the end card? Thanks for watching the whole end card. You can leave now or watch one of these videos or subscribe. Cool, bye.